Yep.
Hello, everybody. I'm Henry T. So good to have you with us today on a very special edition of the Henry T. Show. A gentleman sitting here with me today I've known throughout my life. I remember as a high school athlete, every sport that I ever played, this gentleman, Neffie Quintana, was a part of the game that I played. Many of them, he was assigned to the game that I was playing in, and that meant so much to me. And my buddies, we felt the same way. We respected the name, the person, Neffie Quintana, such integrity, the way he approached every athletic event, the way he gave us his undivided attention, his professionalism, the way he made sure that we played the game with a lot of fun, a lot of enthusiasm, and that we played it fairly, and we played it within the rules of which he had the stripes on. He was the judge, he and his crew, and just to have Neffie and his professional crew at the game. Wow. The integrity of the moment was great big. Ladies and gentlemen, longtime international referee. He's done hundreds of international championship boxing matches, championships. I mean, for titles, big names, basketball events at the highest level, football games, you name it. No one has officiated more games than this man at whatever level you want to talk about. It's my honor. It's my privilege. It's my big moment to introduce to you one of my longtime special friends, Neffie Quintana. Neffie, God bless you. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Okay, God bless you, Henry. You were always one of the favorite guys in the sports there. Always a leader in your game, man. And I made a few mistakes officiating, but I'm still here, and I loved it. 5 sports I refereed, which is softball, baseball, 40 years, basketball, 45 years, football, 50 years, and boxing, over 50 years. And I had a wife that put up with me. I had a wonderful wife. She stayed with me for 60 years. And of course, I had 7 kids. And it's been a good life.
Yeah.
I'm 94, man. I'm just a kid.
And you're so youthful.
Oh, thank you. I feel like 105 sometimes, though. But
You
I'm
act
still going.
so young. You look so young. Your actions are so youthful. I mean, to this moment, you've got a regiment of exercise that
Yeah.
you want to go out there and do as soon as you're out of here. You want to go swim. You want to
Right.
go run. You want to go do these things.
I can run, but
God
not
bless
swim.
you for having the energy.
I can run. I use a cane, but I can swim. Swimming is good because it works your whole body, everything. And I'll be going over there after this.
How many children?
7 kids,
Wow.
13 grandkids, and 33 great grandkids. And those are just the documented ones, because you don't know. These kids get divorced and so forth, you don't know what happens.
Yeah.
But life keeps going on.
Neffie, these are your golden years. These are my golden years. Every day means so much to me.
There you go.
I mean, really. And I know you as being a very, very godly man. And if we don't recognize ourselves as a godly man soon in our life, what good is it?
Yeah, right. And life is short.
Tell us that position when you know that you have it all together, that you know you're conscientious of being a good man through and through.
What the way I see it, if my family's doing well, my grandkids and my kids are doing well, it makes me feel good. That feels like it's part of me, and it is part of me. And I lost my wife 12 years ago, and it wasn't easy because we were married 60 years.
Wow.
And I went with her before that when I was in the Army in World War II. All that time, then got married after I left the service. But we went all over. We went to Greece. We went to Europe 3 times, and South America. We went all over. But I enjoyed every bit with her. If you have a good woman, if it's a good couple, good marriage, that's a perfect life, man. What else do you want?
I know from the beginnings, you were an athlete. You played
handball for
handball. You were a competitor. Every sport you were so good at.
Yeah.
And you officiated everything. You made life fun for us kids. You really took pride in being a referee.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for that.
I enjoyed every bit of it, man. I wish I still could do it, but I use a cane now because I lost both of my joints, my hip joints. I was operated on, so I quit playing handball. But I continued dancing, though, depending if you have a good partner and they hold you, And but you gotta also have comedy in you. You gotta be not only enthusiastic but enjoy life and
laughter.
Laughter. You gotta have laughter, man, because life's too short to be miserable. It's too short. And if you're just thinking of money, which at one time I did, because I was involved in real estate besides teaching, that's all I thought was making more money, and it doesn't work that way. I was more miserable, even though I had the money, but it wasn't. I started selling my property and so forth, and I felt better. And it's in giving that you start living. You don't start living until you start giving. It doesn't mean you have to give money to everybody. It means that you can give model for people, help them out in some way, advise them, and life just goes on that way.
Now, you've been a part of this city since when?
Oh, since the 40s, after World War II. Because I lived in Los Alamos for about 3 years. I went to El Ritos to school in El Rito and played in four sports, and I love that place. Gee, that's where I met my wife. She was from here, but she went to school over there. And the best years of my life were right there in El Rito. But life's been good to me. There's been some ups and downs once in a while, but you keep on going.
You always prided yourself
That's
and
it.
being in shape
Yeah.
and being well groomed as a referee. You look the part, shoes shine, whistle. Man, you look like a referee, Neff. And
Thank you.
that's all part of it.
That's all part of
Look
it.
the part, act the part,
Yeah.
do the part. That's
Yeah.
why we as kids loved you and respected you. And we wanted Neffie to be the referee at our game today. Did you feel that kind of love and
Oh, yeah.
respect from us athletes?
I always felt that way. I got along with well, even my students. I coached a little bit too, a little football and boxing, and even coached girls, and I got along with everybody, and uh, and I still do, man. Whenever it comes up, it's I feel good about it.
When did you begin officiating?
In 1948, I think, officially. I refereed a little bit before that, but licensed by 1948, and I quit in 1998 or even after that.
You're looked at as a legend
Thank you, Henry.
throughout New Mexico, throughout the country, internationally. In the Philippines, you're looked as a hero to those children there, to those athletic teams there. You've gone internationally to give of yourself. God bless you for that.
Thank you. God bless you too, man.
Wow.
You've been a good model for me too, Henry. As
Thank
an
you.
announcer, everything. I I loved it, every bit of it.
Yeah.
And I got along with most of the coaches. I got along with, not all of them, but most of them.
All of
And
them.
that's what I say now. But it's been a good life,
Yeah.
and it'll
What
continue.
got you into that area of wanting to be a judge of an athletic event?
Well, I saw that at one time a referee in boxing, you also judged. You also gave your score back in the old days. And there's two judges, and the referee gave his score. So I said, well, why don't I become a judge too? Because that's all they do is score. And I loved it. I worked Evander Holyfield and several others, Cervantes, many others in Japan, about 10 different fights. In Korea, 10 different fights. In Thailand, South America. I loved it. I loved every bit of it. And I'm glad it happened. And my wife went along with me. And that was the good part.
Wow. Big
Oh, yeah.
international events.
Oh, yeah.
You're the main referee. Big crowds. And there you are.
But mostly as a judge when I was international. I worked as a judge mostly. And I loved it, man. And And you got to find a joke once in a while. You've got to laugh about it. You got to be able to.
I remember the early days when I was a kid growing up, and we would go to the Civic Auditorium and really enjoy that facility. We thought it was first class. We thought, gee, this is the greatest center building for athletics ever. And then I think someday they tore it down.
Yeah, they did.
And I thought, gee, how crazy. How could they do that? And there you were with the Olguin family, Joey Limas, Tommy Cordova. I mean, all those great boxers, Art Aragon, whoever they were, you were right there.
Yes, sir. I enjoyed every bit of it. It was good.
And you could tell stories to this day about Joey Limas
Oh, yeah.
and the Olguin family and whomever.
They're good guys, good fighters. They worked hard. They trained hard. And they were serious about their craft, you know. And they performed. They were beautiful people.
And they fought hard.
And I was already teaching school, so I could transfer all my philosophy into the boxing, you know. And the thinking, it's not just fighting and hurting the other guy. It's, you know, learning the sport, getting good condition, but also modeling for other people to follow the right path. And that's about it, man.
What do you remember about those days? Personally, I remember the arena, the Civic Auditorium was overflowing with excitement, with people, the popcorn, the scent was all over the building, comfortable chairs, and there we were, and the main event, and it was built so that every seat was a great seat.
Oh, yeah.
And you'd come out there, Neff, and you would do your job. What do you remember?
Well, I remember a few things. Joey Limas, a heck of a good fighter. He had a drinking problem for a while, but he'd get in good shape for the fight, and he lasted, man. The Olguins were pretty good athletes too. They fought their way through, and I think they still feel that way. Feel like they're, you know, that being in shape means a lot. See, the kid that you mentioned a while ago fought Roach. You remember him, Victor Romero?
Yeah.
Victor. I went to see him in Vegas, and heck of a fight. One of the best fights I've seen, man.
He fought Freddie Roach.
Freddie Roach, who became a good trainer for a lot of fighters. Yeah. And I worked a couple of fights in Vegas, 2 or 3 fights. So I forget the names now. But of course, I judged Evander Holyfield in Atlanta and a few others in different places. Hey, at my age, I forget, man.
What was that like being there on championship night and the great Evander Holyfield comes into the ring and there you are, Neffie Quintana from Albuquerque at ringside ready to judge that big championship fight?
Oh, I felt good because I was ready for it, and people were looking up to me to work a good fight. They wanted me to, one of my brothers who lived in Georgia at the time went to see me. No, no, he lived in Louisiana, in New Orleans, and he went to see me over there. And, it was just a nice thing to do. And of course, it came out on TV. The fight's still on somewhere now.
Yeah.
I have a film of it somewhere. I got to get it and show it to you or lend it to you anyway. And
But you've had major events like that. All the way back when we touched on the high school games, all of the basketball games throughout the state, boys and girls.
yeah,
I mean, there wasn't an event, there wasn't a sport that Neffie was not involved with. Is that accurate to say?
that's pretty much it. Yeah, except soccer, we didn't have soccer at the time. As far as competition, in the schools. But yeah, all those other sports I enjoyed. I was even in a movie with Robert Blake,
Really?
the tough man. The film's still there somewhere. And the good part was my wife was part of the scenery, and somebody might get it somewhere and they can check it out. It's still, Robert Blake's already an old man too. We're all getting old.
But the thing is, I knew every event that you came to, you came in shape. You were in possibly better shape than the athletes that you served that day. How's that?
I had to be in shape, but not as good as some of those fighters. To box, man, you better get in shape. You better be ready. And I, I was going to say, the kids, the coaches in the high school level were pretty good. I remember Gentry, and you mentioned him a while ago.
Jim Holzman.
Holzman, the guys were great, man. Romero, all of them were pretty good coaches, and they were good with the officials. And Sweeney was a good coach. I played against him in high school.
Jim Sweeney.
The one from Santa Fe.
Yeah.
But well, the years go by. To get into Hall of Fames, it's not easy, you know.
You're 94 years young. You talk so eloquently.
Thank you.
Great energy today. And your memory is like sparkling clean. Wow.
I wish I remembered more. I'll tell you what, humor is very important. You got to laugh in this world because I'll tell you what, the years go by fast. And Henry, I'll never forget your broadcasting and announcing.
Thank you.
You get me at it.
Thank you.
Okay.
And those were days where, it overlaps.
Oh, yeah.
I was an athlete under you, then I would watch you, then I would be in the booth as a radio announcer or TV and describe you in your work. And he always came with integrity and love for the game and care and respect for the game of which we played. You never let go of treating the athletes with respect.
That's
the
right.
game itself. You made it such a special place to be on game day, Neffie. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I got to go swimming.
Already?
Yeah.
You can't just walk out on the
No,
interview.
no, I'm not going to walk out on you. But matter of fact, I'd like to invite you to go with me.
That would be fun. Let's talk about important things. Health. Senior citizens, we get to a place in life where, hey, we got to make a checkpoint. What are the things we can do today?
Yeah.
What are the things we can't do anymore? How do we take care of ourselves in these senior years? What do you recommend?
Well, I recommend swimming for one, because you can't do, I can't play handball anymore. I can probably, but I'd fall down right away. I use a cane to walk and eat right, don't overeat, but get your vegetables and your lean meats, fish. I stay away from red meat because of all the composting that goes on. But lean meat, if it's lean, is great. Fish, and not too much. I'm a little bit overweight right now. Life's been too good to me.
How do you get to 94?
Easy, one day at a time. You can do it. You can do it. Don't worry about the needless things. Don't carry a grudge. Don't be angry. Don't get angry, because anger is like drinking poison.
Yeah.
The only one you hurt is yourself.
Wow.
Try, try to get along with people. Even some that were my enemies in business or whatever, I can talk to. Sometimes it hurts, but I can talk to it and get along. But I don't want to see them get hurt just because we didn't get along in certain things. Hey, that's the way it goes. It's the same way with women. I've met a few, they're very nice people. Some go to church, and the ones that do it, I have a lot of respect for them. It's nice to respect women. Hey, my mother was a woman. I respected her. She was the kindest person in the world, man. She had 8 kids, and she would be cooking, and she'd see we live close to the highway in San Pedro by Espanola, and she'd see a tramp hitchhiking. She said, "Here." She'd make a little taco, a little tomato or something. Go give it to him. That's what she was, and I got some of that from her, giving, and people loved her too. You know, it was you learn a lot from your parents. I learned to cuss from my dad, 'cause he used to cuss. He was a hard worker. He taught me how to work, but boy, he could cuss. And I still, once in a while, I lose my temper, and I cuss, but I try to keep it down. But none of us are perfect. We just have to do the best we can, and life goes on.
Wow. You maintained your health. You've got great sense of humor. You smile a lot.
Oh, you got
You still exercise at 94. You still look forward to things. You're living such a wholesome life at 94, Neffie.
I know.
Wow.
I'm living in overtime, but I'm enjoying it. Keep it going.
Amen.
and treat me like a king, not Rodney King, a real king.
Amen.
That's the way it goes, man.
Your Christian life, you you're self-conscious about being a good Christian man.
Yes.
Why?
Because I believe in God. I do. I believe in Jesus. I read that Bible every day, at least a couple of chapters every day. I used to go every year. For 12 years, I went to the Philippines. I worked with orphans. I'll tell you why you work with orphans and you got something. Because those beautiful kids don't have a father or a mother. And they have the best humor and they work hard. They keep you laughing.
What did you do there?
Well, I work with the Bible a little bit on Psalm 23, the Lord is my shepherd. And
Why would you make it a point every year to get on an airplane and fly to the Philippines?
well, I used to go during my birthday because, again, they treated me like a king over there. And but I take stuff for them. I take jump rope for the kids. I teach them how to hit the bag, how to shoot a basket, and everything I could. I even ran with them, but I can't do it now. But I'll do whatever I can. And I'll tell you what, those kids appreciate everything you do for them. You give them a handball and tell them how to hit the ball, and they work at it on their own. By the next year, you see them hit that ball like I would hit it, handball. But I'd use racket balls because the handballs are pretty hard
And these are children without parents.
without parents. And they love you, man. I know some of those kids have grown up already. They have been adopted in France. They've been adopted all over the world, and some in the United States. And of course, they picked a good one when they adopt an orphan. So every year you want to go see a certain person. He's already been adopted. Good kid, good student, good everything. And life goes on. That's more kids come up. What can you say? It doesn't end. Keep on going.
Fundamentally, when you were a referee for our high school games, the mental state that you would come to the game with, wow, that was so exciting to us athletes. What was it like for you?
It was exciting. You got to get pepped up and ready to go, man. And of course, the crowd helps. And sometimes they boo you, but that's okay. That that'll happen. But you don't let it bother you.
Yeah.
You're still going to sleep tonight, and and
What an honor, though.
huh?
What an honor for us to receive your professional best, your professional presentation to help us kids enjoy our high school game to the maximum. With you and your stripes and referees, your whistle, you and your partners out there, Mello, Terrell, Joe, Armijo, whomever.
Oh yeah, there's several. Some of them are gone already, and that's the way life is. Come and go.
All professionals
Oh, yeah.
coming together as a team to give to us kids. What an honor. And we would walk in that field, and we had to be pretty good to be one of the starters to be on the field that day. We had to be good in our own right, but we really knew we had to be the part, because here comes this referee crew out on the field. The stands are filled with fans. The scoreboard is on. The stripes are on the field. Wow. It's all there for us.
Well, I tell you what, I enjoyed working with the kids too. I'd like to see them develop from year to year. Sometimes you catch them as freshmen, when you see them as seniors, wow, that guy can hit, man. He learned how to hit. He learned how to make those baskets, whatever, how to kick that ball, and how to respect the officiating. That was the beautiful part.
Yeah.
When they respect you. You know, one of the best guys I ever met, I shook hands with him, Roger Staubach.
Wow.
He was playing for New Mexico military at that time, and he called me over. He says, "Can I have another ball? This ball is kind of messy." And I got him a different ball, football. And he said, "I should appreciate it, sir." And it was for an athlete, a professional athlete. That guy could be president of the United States. He had that personality, how to deal with people and so forth, how to talk to everybody, how to smile. And even though the game was even, but I thought I'd pass that on to you.
That's a thrill.
Oh, yeah.
You probably have many of those instances where you had acquaintances with these great athletes. Roger Staubach?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I'll tell you, you still see him today. He's got that smile and like everybody likes. If anybody became president, ex-football players, I'd pick Roger Staubach. That's my philosophy. That's my thinking. And if anybody feels the same way, great. You're seeing the same thing I am.
Yeah.
And that's about it, man.
Here we are sitting down many years later, and it's such an honor for me, Neffie, to be sitting down right here, reflecting back on the past.
It's an honor for me to be right in your studio right here at home, man. You made it big, buddy. You've done a good job, Henry.
Wow.
I respect you.
Thank you.
And you believe in God, and that's very important.
God bless you for that.
Okay.
We only have a few more minutes left, but you have something to pass on to other seniors about how to live their life stronger, better, more self-conscious about what they eat, how they exercise. What do you recommend?
I recommend that they work with their kids, especially the men and the boys. Treat them tough, make them learn how to work and all that, but don't cuss them out. Because whenever you cuss them out, they learn that. They'll never forget that. Teach them right, love them, let them know you care for them, let them help them follow God, and of course, love your wife. And if you have girls, respect them as women, and treat them right, because we all grow, we all get out of this earth. Let's do it the right way. Let's do it with a smile. Let's do it feeling good about what you've done. And it's not just the money, it's how you feel about each other.
You know, today you can go home, ProView Network. You can go watch any high school game in New Mexico on your TV. The selection is great big.
Oh, yeah.
The entertainment possibilities for you and me every night
Right.
to put our TVs on and we dial this and this and this, and we have all these choices.
Right.
Fascinating.
Oh, that's
All
fascinating.
the cable companies.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you take advantage of that?
Oh, yeah. Well, I try to. Yeah. I watch a lot of football on TV because, like I told you, football is everything that happens in life happens in a football game. You got crying, you got fighting, you got laughing, you got dancing, you got jumping, you got pushing. You name it, it's there. What happens in life happens in a football game, and you can enjoy it. Yes,
You
sir.
grew up in El Rito.
Well, I went to school there. I grew up in Espanola Valley.
Tell
I,
us
I,
about that life.
that life I worked in. We had two farms. My dad. We used to work. We used to work our butts off. You know, pick the chili, plant it, corn, alfalfa, you name it. Plus, we had a few animals. We had a few cows. I used to milk the cow. Sometimes I'd even make tortillas. I learned it from my mom. And in those days, you had to wash your clothes with a, you know what I mean, with a washboard and bring the water, warm it up. And it's not like today. Today, people just turn the faucet on, turn it off. That's not the way it was in the old days. Not when I was growing up. But you know, I did it, and that was part of life. You did it because, and you had to enjoy it. I enjoyed it. What the heck? And then you carry that stuff, and your muscles keep growing, you know. And then when your mother said, "Ay, hijito lindo," you know, my lovely son, my wonderful son, and my dad would shake my hand. That was that meant a lot to me. That was terrific.
Tell me about mom and dad growing
Mom
up,
and dad.
how they took care of you, how they made sure Neffie stayed on the straight and narrow.
Well, they my old man was if I didn't do the right thing, if I messed up on something, he'd get the la cuarta. He had a strap,
Mm.
you know, the kind you bring the razors, you know, sharpen the razors.
Wow.
He'd get that strap, but I tried to avoid that as much as possible. I had a brother that got more of it than I did, but oh, I enjoyed being a kid. Used to go to the hills were right by me. I'd go over there and with a 22 and hunt rabbits. Oh, that was lovely. Then there were other kids close by. There was a little girl by the name of Annie. We were about the same age. We'd go and make our own sled and go down the sand hill, sliding, you know, and life was good. I, I don't forget none of it.
Yeah.
And of course, I went to the sisters' school with the sisters in Santa Cruz, and some of them were tough on me, but they were good people. They taught me a heck of a lot.
You know, we don't take for granted, ladies and gentlemen, key important people in our life. And a name might pass through our life and we think insignificant. They're gone out of our life. When I think of Neffie, I bring him back to the forefront. Him, referees like Mel Otero, Joe Armijo, and all of those groups of great men who gave of themselves to give to us because they're so special. It's a overwhelming, great thrill for me today to go to the phone and say, wow, I get the honor of dialing the phone number of the great Neffie Quintana. Great. That adjective, great, because that's how I used to hold him dear to my heart when I was a kid. And to still get to have the opportunity to sit with Neffie in the studio and share and talk and laugh and remember, this is an honor for me. I don't take it for granted, but some people do.
It's an honor for me, man, to be here, to be invited by you. Henry, I've known you for many years, and sometimes you forget about the people you come in contact with, all your life. But if there's something that you like about a person, you never forget that, especially if they have something to do with your life and the way you see it. And life's been good to me. Life's been good. I could be miserable all the time if I wanted to, if that's, but that's not my game.
What do you do these days when you wake up every day? What's a typical day for Neffie Quintana?
Well, I read the Bible, do a little exercise from where I'm sitting down, move your legs, your arms, make sure you're alive, and shave and comb your hair,
Be well
dress.
groomed,
Try to
take care of yourself.
try to stay clean, and and, and just keep on going, man. During the day, of course, I watch a lot of TV because I live alone. I do my own cooking, but I've learned how. You know, that's why I'm 94 because I know what to eat, and no drinking, no smoking. Of course, drugs, keep them out of the way, and no chewing. No, just try to do a good job.
What can a man do for himself by avoiding drugs and avoiding alcohol and avoiding all that bad stuff, whatever it might be? What can we do for ourselves to make our later life, like 94, even happen? How can we get to that day with our health opportunities?
The best way is, first of all, start with God. Ask God to be on your side, and He will be. Ask Him, but ask Him from your heart, not just your mouth. Mean it when you say it. God is the boss, and He loves me, but I need to respect Him. I need to love Him too, and honor Him, and pass the word around to others. And man, you can go from there. Eat right, exercise when you can. If you can't do anything, get in the hot water and swim or something. But swimming is good, and it takes care of the whole body. And I'm telling you, you'll sleep well, sleep enough, but don't oversleep. Because you can sleep all day long and it just become a rag. You become like a rag. You got to have something to something to do, something to keep on going, and love your family, love your kids, do what you can for them, and hope they love you back. And if they don't bug them too much. Just leave them alone. Cause I got kids spread out all over. I mean, grandkids.
Do you get out and see the athletes play today? The young high school athletes.
I I
They're at
haven't.
all the stadiums. They're on TV every night. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. I watch them on TV. I don't go watch them in person because, well, right now there's not too much going on anyway. You know, I tried going out with the Lobos with football, and they you're doing fine. You're doing well. I need a scholarship. I said to add to my. I got 4 kids. I already had. Yeah, I had 4 kids already, and I went out, and they said, well, I think they are too slow and too small for what they wanted. Well, you got coaches like Mark Levy and Tichenor, and but keep on coming. They're doing good. I said, well, I don't want to just get banged around for nothing. And you got to look at the comeback too. See what's there for me. But uh, I enjoyed it. I learned from
How
it.
about the development of Lobo football? Back in the day, Don Perkins, Bobby Santiago, and
Oh yeah,
then Rocky Long came along, and the progression of great teams. And you see, we used to be great winners, and then we fell down. And now here we come again with Danny Gonzalez. There's a new feeling in town
yeah.
that the Lobos are going to rise again. Do you get involved in all that?
That well, get the feeling. I want to see what happens. So I can go see him again. Even though I'll have to use my cane to get to the chairs, but that's all right. But you mentioned Bobby Santiago. I worked with him in the school system. Pretty good guy, pretty good man. I hope he's doing well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I really like to see him play when he was playing, man. And
What do you
so,
remember about Bobby
well,
as an athlete?
he was fast, and he was in shape all the time. He's in good shape, and he could move, man. In those days, that was something to see. Yep.
And we as a town, we as his fans, we used to show up in big crowds to watch Bobby run.
That's right.
And I remember my mom used to say, hey, look at Valley Gold Milk today. It's got a picture of Bobby Santiago on the side. And we could hardly wait to drink that milk and put that carton on our wall as a souvenir of the great Bobby Santiago
There you
on
go.
the milk carton.
There you go.
Do
Oh,
you
that.
remember that?
Oh yeah.
Don
Yeah.
Perkins?
Perkins. Oh yeah. Perkins. The first one that went to with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Perkins. Matter of fact, he visited Albuquerque one time, and he went into my classroom. And he didn't talk about football. He talked about kids growing up right. I love that. He did. They expected him to talk about touchdowns and all that. No, he talked about kids being good citizens, good students, good, good sons and daughters, whatever. And I love that.
Yeah.
God, that
Neffie,
tells me a lot.
it's been such an honor. We have 3 minutes left and an hour that flew by, but I had to share with all of you the significance to have a true friend in our community like Neffie, who is always there as a friend. And today I call him in spontaneously, and he comes immediately, knocks on the door early. We sit down and have a chat. And the honor that he gave me today to reunite all these great memories, he's done it all. And one of these days, hopefully, he'll write a book about these great events. But before I go, Neff, God bless you.
God bless you too.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you for inviting me. But it keeps us going, man. It's not over yet.
No. What are you looking forward to?
Well, I'm looking forward to get into another reunion in El Rito. I go over there and I sing an old song to them, and Italian song. It's got Egumbare, and they love it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that ends our day with the great Neffie Quintana. He's been honored internationally throughout our state, trophy cases filled with honors of the things he's done. And we could still find ways to honor this man. But to bring him on the Henry T. Show today, here on Comcast 26, ProView Network, Gov TV, wow, so special to be able to call him on the phone and say, Neffie, I want you to be my special guest today. And for him to even know who I am, much less say, yes, Henry, I'll be there.
All right, man.
Thank
you, and God bless you.
God bless you.
God be with you.
Strong, 94 years old. Well, that's going to do it. Thank you to our advertisers who are here today with us. Wow, look at Pierre Amistoy Drywall, Hydro Bar, Indigo Mortgage, Ben Lucero, Kevin out at the canteen, Rax Lumber Company, Richie Tabbitt, all those people caring so much about the guests that we bring forward. And many of them former athletes like Richie Tabbitt at Rax Lumber Company, who was on the field for the Berlin Eagles in championship games. And I'm sure you worked, Richie, the Tabbitt family.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Many of their games.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You've helped us all, Neffie. God bless you.
Thank you, Betty.
Thank you. To all of you, to Jimmy Tran, and to Alden at ProView Networks, and all those professionals behind the scenes, God bless you all. Thank you for helping us put on this show today. And we'll see you again later in the week. Have a great day. God bless all of you. Thank you. Thank you now.